everybody. I hope it's going great. We were going to do this outside, but it started to rain, so we're doing it inside in my kitchen, at my kitchen table. Okay, so what I want you guys to see, this is a finished cover of what we're going to do for our sketchbook. Now, you've already seen the video, but let me break it down for you a little bit. We're going to do the front, and then I'm going to show you some techniques for the back. Okay, so first of all, on the front, when you get ready with your design, okay, so like this, for instance, this was mine. What you want to do is you're going to have your piece of paper. We'll start over here like this. Now it might show up better over here like this. Okay, so you're going to have your piece of paper with your title design. And I want you to think about where you want to place it on your cover. It doesn't have to be smack dab in the middle. It can be off to the corner, in the corner, maybe in the middle somewhere. Think of our rule of 3. Figure out where you want to do it. The one thing you do not want to do it is you don't want to put it clear over here on the left side, because you're going to have your spine, which is going to be our duct tape, okay? So remember, you guys, if you are getting duct tape, all right, to match your design, it's going to cover up that 1/2 inch on the very left side. So make sure you take that into account when designing your design, okay? Now, once you have traced around your design, like I have on this one, okay, right there, then we're going to put the color on it, okay? The one thing I want you to remember with this color is I want you to limit the color. I put all the colors on here so you can see it, okay? But do not mix fire and watercolors together. Do not put blue and orange together because they will make it muddy. Do not put green and red together. They will be muddy. Do not put purple and yellow together. They will turn muddy. Now, keep your fire and your watercolors separate, okay? Don't mix them. And remember, if you do use black, black goes a long way. Don't use too much. Okay, so once you've got your design, I have another design here that I'm going to use for demonstration purposes, okay? So this is my design. I have my letters, and this is all done in pencil, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your, let's say we're going to use cool colors, okay? Now, you want to make sure that what we're using is actually called pouring medium, okay? And this is made, well, this one's made by Liquitex. And what it does to the paint is it makes it really shiny and bright and gives it this high gloss texture, which is really super cool, all right? And what I want you to think about is you're just going to let things happen. You might have some drips, you might have some blobs, but they'll become a part of your design. You see here, I had some drips and blobs that I really wasn't taking into, but I just worked them into the design. That's okay. Just let it happen, okay? So here we go. We're going to use the medium. Can you see Casey?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's my daughter filming. Isn't she great? Yes. Anyway, okay. The one things you can use with your designs too are colored Sharpies. So like all this color down here that I filled in, you can use colored Sharpies, or you can use colored pencils. These are my colored pencils. I keep them in this can. Anyway, so you know that. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this paint, and you want to make sure the cap is on that, and you want to gently rock it back and forth, because you want to gently rock this back and forth because you need to make sure that that paint and the pouring medium are put together. Okay, now these are like the big ketchup and mustard bottles, which are kind of cool. Okay, you want to pop off the cap, all right, and then you just want to basically make sure the cover is in a tray. Got 2 covers here, okay? Make sure the cover is in a tray, all right? Now I'm going to take this, and I want to start from this design, and I want this design to radiate out, okay? And you're going to also use toothpicks, which makes it really cool, because you guys saw the video on, do you want me to move this? Okay, all right, here we go. Are you ready? So I'm going to take this purple and I'm going to start from the inside and work out. Now I'm going to just kind of drop it in here and I'm just going to let it happen, okay? And I'm going to do like maybe the sides and the bottoms first. Okay, that looks kind of cool. All right, the blues, one's a little bit sloshier than the other. So if it sounds like this, it might come out a little bit faster. It'll still work the same, but it'll just come out faster, so be prepared. Okay, I'm going to take this off. Maybe. There you go. Okay, if these get clogged, now you don't want to use tons because we gotta have enough for everybody. And plus, if you use tons, you won't have any room for all your really cool lines and designs. Okay. Now these are cool colors, so I'm gonna put now the green on. Okay. Let's say I rocked it back and forth. Okay. Start from the design and work out. Okay. Now what's kind of cool is I can move this together. Now that sloshy blue is going to move more than the thicker stuff, so think about it. The other thing you can do, which is really cool, like if you saw in the, oh man, but let it happen. This is going to make something really cool this way, okay? All right, here you go. Is you can do this and kind of blend those colors together. See how that's kind of cool? And you can kind of play with it. See how this blue and purple are mixing together? So I can blue, yeah, now this is the sloshy blue. We'll still, which is really cool. It'll just run a little bit more, okay? Now I'm going to take those other colors and look, it kind of got into my design, but you know what? That'll be okay. That'll be kind of cool, all right? But see how that does that marbling? Now if you mix it too much, you won't see that those variations. There you go. You can kind of see how that works pretty well. Hope you can see that. All right. Now I'm going to use, I'm not using yellow because that's a different color. Okay, here we go. Now you take this. You don't want to use too much. Okay. Now I'll use the other blue that isn't sloshy. Can you hear that? Okay, so be careful if you don't want sloshy. Okay, the other thing I can do is I can put some dots down. Watch how I can just touch it and make some dots. That works out pretty cool too. Okay, now, and I can run it together or I could leave it like that. If I want it kind of pushed together, I can. But don't mix it up too much or else you won't see your colors, okay? Now that looks pretty cool. I might just leave it like that. I think I'll put a little purple right here. Right here. Okay. Now let me tell you what will happen if you get too much. Here's some examples of where they got way too much. Now it's really cool in a sense, but there's no room for your line work, as you can see. So they went too far. And here they mixed orange and green together, but you can see where it got really muddy because it put fire and water together. So you have to be careful not to mix them together. They can be separate, but not mix them together. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. It has to dry overnight for 48 hours, for overnight. Okay, you're going to go put that in the drying rack, and it will dry. Okay, now, here's a couple different things that you can do for the back. Okay. So I'm going to put that over there. Get out the back. Where'd my other cover go? Here we go. All right. So for the back, one of the things that you can do is you can do a starburst shape, which is really cool. And I'll show you how to do that. You can take a starburst and then go from out like that. Here's another example of a really cool starburst shape, okay, that we used and then we add color to it. That one started out as a starburst. If you want to do a starburst, now remember you got to have, this will be the back, so it will be the other side that's going to have a little bit of that edge. Okay, we'll use the fire colors this time. Okay, so what you can do with the starburst is you're going to take it, and I want you to only use 3 colors. Everybody's limited to 3 colors, okay? Yellow, and then I'm going to take an orange. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll do the red. Okay, if these get plugged, you'll have to use a safety pin, and they do occasionally get plugged. Okay, go around like that. And then I'll do another yellow. Sometimes you can just 2 colors. Sometimes the simpler the better, okay? Now, this is kind of cool. So now I can run them together. I can roll it like this. Okay, and then I can also do this. If you wanted to, you can just let it run together. I can bring it back in. Okay, but you don't want, okay? So I want you to leave lots of white space because if it gets too colored, okay? So that's another example of that one. Then one more, you can also do the stripes, okay? And this is kind of cool. You can take 3 stripes, I don't care, and you're just gonna make 3 lines. Okay, we'll do a green, actually we can put green and yellow together, that'll be fine. And then I'll do red. Okay, now this is fun, watch it go. But what's really interesting is look how it creates some really cool shapes. Now see when that green and red get together, if it mixes up too much, you can see how that'll turn it. Those of you guys that have had some color, yellow and red make really cool colors because that makes orange, right? So you can create some really interesting shapes like this, and this will be for your back. Okay, so you might want to put the end or, I don't know, something on there, okay? And I can add just a few dots. But remember, you can't put too much. 1, we have to make sure we have enough for everybody, but 2, you gotta leave room for the lines and what you're gonna put on here, okay? There. So I'm gonna add a few more dots. But see, now that green and red aren't gonna look good together because it'll get really muddy. Okay, see how that goes? Okay, no more than 3 colors, okay? For the back, you get to do a circle, starburst, or you can do 3 lines. For the front, go around your design and then make it happen. Just let it happen. If you get some drops, bloops, or, ooh, look, that blue's still running, okay? Whatever, that's fine. Just let it happen. The other thing is I'm going to let you know the gold metallic, you really have to make sure this is, don't use a lot of gold because the gold metallic always separates from the extender a lot. So you want to make sure that it's really shaken up, but I wouldn't use a lot of it. If you want to use black, we're going to have to work on that bottle. I think it has a leak, so we'll check on that. But there's your colors. You may work. Have fun, enjoy, let it go. Bye-bye.